I'm going to do a video that I'm pretty confident you probably haven't seen before. I haven't looked it up to make these claims, but I'm pretty sure you haven't seen this before. I am going to do something to the old 68 here, the C10. I've been corrected that it's a GMC 1500. Whatever, it's a C10. Just never mind, it's a C10, would you? Hey, don't pop that tire. Can you hear that? Anyways, we're going to do a video that I don't believe you've seen before. It's going to be a fuel injection conversion video, because this truck currently has a Holley Snyper fuel injection system on it. I'm not happy with the system that's on it. Not really happy. The drivability is fine, but I mean, you give a motor a little bit of gas and it drives. So the drivability is drivability. When you push on a pedal, it goes forward. That's drivability, right? That does that. But there's a lot of other stuff that I ain't happy with. And it's my truck and I can do whatever the hell I want with it. So yeah, stick around. It's going to be cool. So here's the stuff that you would peel off of there to put some fuel injection on it. What we have here is we got one of these. Vroom, 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 vroom. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Ta-da-da-ta-da-da. Right? We have a factory gas pedal assembly because this thing's got some gay low-car piece of shit in it that I don't like. We have a dirty old Rochester Quadrajet, You'll notice that fuel pump's pretty shiny on account of that's the only new thing going in here. Got a couple of fittings. What else we got here? Got the old what's this there that's going to have to go between that and the block on a small block Chev on account of this thing's got a block off plate on it. Are you getting where this is going? You got a push rod to go on there, and then we got pretzel. So there's the table. There's the stars of the show, and under here. We have, who buys a 2-barrel fuel injection? Hey, that's what I'm wondering. Anyways, you're out of there. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 1968 GMC and I'm going to put her right back into the 70s because I ain't digging it. Oh yeah, see, there's the low car shit that I'm getting rid of. I don't know why he didn't just leave the old pedal in there, because it would have worked. It would have worked better than that, actually. And it wouldn't have a little hunk of billet aluminum on a firewall that should not have billet aluminum. So I know what you're saying. It's going backwards. That's not what you do. You take a carburetor off to put fuel injection on. But to me, this guy, don't fall down now. This truck, I mean, for what this thing is, to me, you don't put fuel injection on a stock old truck. Especially, I mean, that carburetor over there, it's on the other side of this thing. That carburetor's only got a couple of summers of runtime on it. It was a many year ago that I used it, but it's been wrapped up in plastic in a bag on a shelf for a few years now. And like I said, it's only got a couple of summers of runtime. I used to have a Blazer, a 72 two-wheel drive Blazer that I had that carburetor on it first before I built a Horny motor and put a Holley on it and stuff. But in my opinion, this is not a truck to put fuel injection on. So you're out of there. So I ain't never done this before. I'm actually pretty sure probably nobody's ever done this before. But so I'm just going to do what I think I need to do because I don't know what the hell to do. So what I think I'm going to do is this here, that's our feed, obviously, right? That's just sucking in. There's a fuel pump mounted to the frame underneath it. And then that there is a return line that they have soldered into the tank. And it's really awesome because it points up. So on that return line, it just sprays in the top of that tank. That's what makes it sound like stereo static in here is that return line. So what I'm fitting to do is I'm going to just undo that connection, which will disconnect us from the fuel feed, and then I'm going to cycle the key a couple of times, and it's going to turn the fuel pump on, and I'm thinking it's going to suck that line dry, and then shoot whatever's in there and whatever's in Mr. Fuel Infection, pump that back into the tank. I guess. I don't know if that's going to give the little computer screen a fault or something, but that's what I'm going to do to keep it from pouring gas on me when I'm laying underneath it. And then step number 2 underneath it, which I probably won't take the old camera under for, is I'm going to go downstairs and there is a fuel filter and whatnot underneath, like in the line, right? So I'm going to disconnect it after. This is the fuel filter. My fist. I'm going to disconnect it here on this side of my fist on the outside of that filter, and then I'm just going to run. I don't have a hard line. They took the hard line out from underneath the bottom of the cab, and I don't have a factory hard line to run the frame. So I am going to probably cut up the return line, because that's high pressure fuel hose, and then take take the fuel pump and shit off of the frame under there. Then I'll cut the return line long enough to go from the filter up to the pump on the motor, and then same thing from the pump up to the carbonator. That's what I'm going to try. We'll see how it goes. Key cycling engaged. Let's see what happens. And just like that, nothing. That's it. Pump's running. That tells me that Mr. Return Line is empty. Sweet, sweet. Oh, we got the old double clampage. So we'll take the clamps off and yoink. Give that the old yoink. Did you pick up on the yoink? So here's the stuff I'm getting out of here. It's kind of cramped under here, but like I said, there we are coming out of the floor into a filter. There's our inline pump. There's some questionable wiring. One thing that's going to make this fairly easy to do, I'm surprised they actually used a clamp here, because everybody else is just serious amounts of tie wraps. Somebody had, it's like somebody had a coupon for a bag of tie wraps, and they bought it, and the stipulation was you got to use every single one. Because let me tell you something, there's about as many plastic tie wraps involved in this fuel system as there is rubber hoses.
All right, so let's start from the beginning inside here. First things first. Okay, I mean, whatever. It's got a stereo in it. They made 100 million of these dashes, so my dash is cut. Whoop-de-jeezly do. But you know what ain't right? That. I don't like that. I ain't digging it. Don't like it. Ain't digging it. You know what I'm saying? So, here we go. It's nice and quiet in here, hey? Right? No, just listen. Can you hear that? That's that. It's not that. See, that's not even on yet. Now see how it stopped? I don't like that. That's all the time. That is the return line behind me, because the tank is still behind the seat in this situation, and that is the return line in there from all this crap, spraying like a Jeezly fire sprinkler in middle school. Hold it, nice focus. So, hey, look at that. Our air-fuel ratio is 24 and going up. That's weird. So, okay, fine. We got, the stuff, whatever. The RP images, and air-fuel ratio. And it's not happy with the temperature. And we charge it, and yada, yada, yada. Don't care. Do you hear the noise? Still with the noise. And you know something else? So it does usually run between 13 and 14 on the old air-fuel ratio. And what do they say that's optimum? 13.8 or some damn thing. When this old truck, so this thing has the 327, and when this old 327 runs at their 13.8 whatever, it's stinky. It smells like gas. When you're standing behind the truck, it smells like it's rich. And I ain't talking fake Monopoly money rich. I mean, it smells like it's gassy. Thing number 11. See that stupid shiny aluminum pedal down there that really don't belong? Look at the overspray on that, hey? Cut it out. But that pedal down there that don't really belong? Actually, this doesn't belong either. I'm going to get that out of here, too. That's a stinking microphone for hands-free shit with that I don't even know how none of that works. I'm getting rid of that, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about that. That pedal, when you put your big a boot on that thing, that pedal hooked up to the thingamabob, that thing is stiffer than a honeymoon dick. And just let that sink in. That's a pretty stiff pedal. I don't like that. This is a 1968 GMC. You're supposed to be able to take your finger on that factory gas pedal and go, it should be that soft. That's the way these trucks are supposed to be. That's the way they were made. That's the way they're supposed to be. Soft and squishy and old. So I don't like that. Oh, get your fingers out of there. So I don't like that. So, negative. So, yeah, that's our inside. There's no, we ain't going for a drive in it, because, I mean, whatever, it runs and it drives, and when you're driving down the road and you put your foot on the honeymoon dick down there, I mean, it goes forwards, and when you go click, click, it goes backwards. How many videos do you want to see of people doing a video with the old Holley Snyper? So, anyways, that is our inside take on the stuff that I don't like.
So we have successful removal now. See, now we got a spread bore 4-barrel intake manifold, and we have a square bore gasket, which is stupid enough on its own. Hey, if you don't know about this kind of stuff, that's intake manifold. Because this intake manifold is made for a GM Quadrajet. Whether you like them or not, that's what it's made for. I don't mind them. However, the positioning of the little toilet we just took off of here, the two trots go right there and right there. Now, what kind of an upgrade is that? Because your gas goes, I mean, really? You don't even snip those four, like, and even if you did snip these four things out, the fuel's going to pound right into that. I just don't get people. I just don't understand it. I just don't know. Do you know? Because I don't know. Anyways, I consider these 5 steps backwards to be huge progress. Next comes a little silver doodad. You're next. All the shit's gone. It's gone. So I thought I'd video this part. I'm over here. You'll see me in a sec. Aren't you lucky? Because I don't think anybody videos putting a carburetor on something. Especially not a Quadrajet. Who videos installing a GM Quadrajet carburetor? Because they're so misunderstood. Everybody hates them. I don't mind them. I'm not going to say that I know how to tune them, because I don't know if anybody actually knows how to tune them. But I don't know. That's what they're supposed to be, right? And they do get pretty good gas mileage on account of them tiny little primaries, just like, 1,000 other people will tell you the same damn thing. So I could have cleaned this up. Maybe I should have cleaned it up. But I don't want it to look like a shiny brand new carburetor on there. And I know that inside, it's clean. So outside, I mean, that's what it looked like on the motor that I took it off of. So, and I know it worked very well. So if it worked like this, then why wouldn't it work like this now? Why wouldn't it? Tell me. Come on. It would. So there. I'm over here looking for stuff. What am I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for a watchet. And I'm looking for a 1/2 inch. And I'm looking for a little... Ooh, there it is. The other way, fatty cakes. No fatty cakes. Here it is. Hear that? Means I found it. So, I don't know. Putting her on. Here it is, boys. Putting her on. Like I said, this carburetor I bought brand new. I bought it from Summit Racing. I'm going to say 12 years, 10 years, 15 years, a big pile of years ago. You couldn't count the years on one hand ago that I bought this carburetor. It has no fuel in it right this moment, but I don't know, probably in the last couple of weeks I've added fuel to it a couple of times, poured in the old to moisten it up a little bit, Disrupticator. The old gas line. She's going to go just like that. We'll need a, get out of the way, fatty cakes. Holy jumping Jehoshaphat. Gonna need a 5/8 for the old thingamabob on the whatchamacallit for the whatsis. Here's one. 5/8. Good thing I put that on. One thing I seen on, what the hell were they doing? Oh, I think they were doing brakes on something. Get out of here. Somebody was doing brakes on something. I don't know who the hell it was. Stainless steel brake lines and everything, and they had a leak that they couldn't get rid of. So some dude that does stuff come out and said, on the stainless steel lines, he said, do this with it. Tighten it up like this here. Maybe loosen enough, give it a twist. Actually, where I twist this is going to help with trying to keep my rubber gas line off the block. But anyways, he said, give it some of this business here, and if you go back and forth, it will seat it in. And the dude done that, and it worked. So there. I don't care whether you believe me or not, it worked. We're going to put a clamp on that, but I'm going to turn it over a little bit to try to pump some fuel through there, because it's a new fuel pump too. What am I doing? Getting a clamp. Clamp it up, boys. Clamp it up. Clamp. Get off of there. Go on, get off of there, you bastard. Without cutting me. Any fatty cakes? Holy jeez. You know, so here's the thing, hey? The problem I'm having here is that I'm reusing the clamps that they had on the fuel injection. Okay? And they tightened everything up so goddamn much that they distorted it all. You don't tighten it up that much. I mean, look at that. Don't do that. Cut it out. If this is what you do, cut it out. I mean, you got so many stress points on your hose. You're just axing for a leak. And if you axe for it, if you axe them, they'll come. Or something. Where do I want that? I want that on the bottom. So cut it out. If that's the kind of stuff that you do, quit doing that kind of stuff. You ain't doing anybody any favors. Especially if you're doing it on your own shit. You know, fatty cakes, I'm going to fall right over tripping on you, and I don't like that kind of stuff. And then when I fall down and bang my face on something, you're not going to like that kind of stuff either, I'll guarantee you that. Would you get out of the way? Holy jumpins. Do-doot, scoot, doot, boot, biddly bow. Get on there, you dirty bastard. Oh, there you go. See? You just got to talk to it right. Okay. There's some of that. Now we need one of those. You're there again. You're always there. Where's more of that? Here it is. Oh! We'll just use a little more of the old... Jesus, cat. Get out of the way, goddammit. Holy Christ. We use a little more of the old high-pressure fuel injection hose. Hey, that makes a fine vacuum line. Then with that. Hey, look, she's not in the way this time. I hurt her feelings. Poor kitty. Get out of my goddamn way, then. Anybody got a knife? Of course not. Right on the P, that's where we want to cut her. Where'd the P go? That P? That P. Right on the P. P. Just do it over top the carburetor. That's fine. It's an old motor. A little more crap floating through a motor just helps seal the discrepancies up. You're gonna get in the way again, fatty cakes. I see ya. Oh, come here. Oh, the poor fatty cakes. Gotta give the poor fatty cakes a rub every now and then. They're just the poor fatty cakes. All right, beat it. .3/8 high pressure fuel line over top of a 3/8 and a little bit fitting. That on there? That'll do. I think that'll do, donkey. And now I gotta figure out how long we need this guy to be. Hey, get on there. Ooh, look at that, hey? Mm-hmm. Made in China. Couldn't be finer. Yeah. Are fatty cakes? You probably can't really see it, but I got a little plastic bottle over them with the fuel line pumped into it. So I'm going to go give her the and see what we can... oh, that's weird. Huh. See if the fuel pump's pumping fuel with the fuel and the fuel pump and the pumping and the fuel and the fuel and the pumping and stuff. You know? Oh, that's the first time I've turned the key on and not heard the fanfare in the stinking gas tank there. Oh, gosh. You know, I gotta say, when this thing turns over, it kind of sounds like it's got absolutely no compression whatsoever. Well, if that didn't do it, I'm just going to pour gas down the carburetor. Ooh, it worked. Hey, our fuel pump works. Wow. Yeah, boy. I shouldn't sound surprised that the fuel pump works, but I kind of am a little bit, because it's brand new. And everything nowadays is a piece of shit. Now, this carbonator is... See what I'm saying? Let's give her some juice. I'm pretty positive that I'm going to be looking for a distributor too, because that's got Scramazon written all over it. Now, this carburetor came straight off of, as I said, a Blazer that I had with a running 350 in it. And I have not touched anything. Haven't touched the idle, haven't touched the air fuel, haven't touched nothing. So really, the idle speed and the air fuel and everything is still set for a factory 350. So this thing's been sitting here for a day and a half or so, so it'll probably fire right off here, but we'll see what happens. We got empty float bowls too. And we got a leak. We're a leaker. It's actually leaking pretty good. Where'd that 5/8 go? Didn't I just tighten that up? We'll have to lean on her a bit, I guess. Let's try it again. Give her a little bit of business. Oh yeah. Pretty close though, hey? Guess I should look on the ground for leaks. Oh, don't see none. give her another. I don't really want to touch the gas because then it'll go on the automatic choke. Still running. Well, until I said that. Kind of runs like an old truck with a Quadrajet on it, doesn't it? You know, I don't know what the needle and seat or the floats are like in there because I don't know. I don't even know if there's gas in the carburetor. I think there must be because it should have died by now, shouldn't it? There you have it. If you want it, there you have it. Yeah, I'll bet you've seen it here first. I've been thinking about this since 17 minutes before I paid for this truck. I was planning on taking this fuel injection off, and I don't care if you work at Holley and you design Snyper fuel injection systems, that makes me happy. I can't wait to drive it. So I got a couple of buttons to do up. Oh, actually, I got to take an O2 sensor out of the exhaust pipe and weld up a hole. A hole. So that's it. No more fuel injection on this thing for me. I'm so happy. Fucking sweet. Fucking cherry pie.